Hello, beautiful seeker. Welcome to your Virgo tarot scope for this coming month. For my returning seekers, so grateful for you, and for if you're new and you're just tuning in, welcome to the existential shift. If you find resonance or triggering, if this helps you or guides you in any way, happy you're joining the shift, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's get into this. Virgo. And for those of you who have been following my channel and like to know what's going on, stay tuned till the end where I have an announcement. Yay! Okay, Virgo. February. I'm recording this on the cusp of the new moon in Aquarius. The moon is already in Aquarius at this moment in time, but it's not entirely completely new. Dark and whimsical, where you feel like something new is coming, but it's not entirely yet showing itself to you. Interesting, Virgo. I feel like this has to do with you and a message for you. Show me guidance for Virgo. Two of Cups. Okay, Virgo, so we're starting your reading on a very sweet note. I feel like February is going to bring in some manifestation of something that you've put blind faith into. If we're coming right after the Ace of Cups, right into the Two of Cups, you've put some blind faith into something from the heart. Something that didn't show 3D practical manifestation, that you truly had to just walk in a dark room, not knowing that there isn't any holes, just trusting that there isn't any holes. What do you know? Two of Cups. So whatever this is that I'm talking about is going to present itself to you. It will be semi a surprise and semi not a surprise. It's not a surprise because you've been believing and you've been operating from that place that believes this can be. It is a surprise because there's always that doubt, there's always that sarcasm where, well, we're creatures of also the mind. It's a good thing because it helps us plan the thing that we believe we should have, get us to the place we want to be at. But it also brings with it doubt. So that's why it's going to be a little bit of a surprise. Seven of Pentacles. You are watering some sort of seeds that has took a long time to blossom. And now you're seeing, it's like seeing a plant, a baby plant coming out from the soil. You put the seed, you watered it, you gave it sun, and you trusted the process. It's a slow growth, but Virgo, it's a steady growth. It's the type of growth you appreciate. For those of you who planted something around the moon in Cancer, which was around January 10th, you might see a result of it now. If you want to know where the moon was when you planted something, initiated something, started something, just Google a date, the time, where was the moon? It changes a sign every 2.5 days. So it was either an earth sign or a water sign. Either way, whether you were conscious of it or not, it was good timing. And I feel like you will see a clear manifestation at a time when the moon will be either in a water or an earth sign. If you want to be more particular, Two of Cups is Cancer energy. Seven of Pentacles is fixed earth, Taurus energy. Interesting. Don't stay stuck on that. It's just for a few of you that specifically are interested in timing and that have planted something very specific, either in a water or an earth sign, when the moon was in either an earth or water sign, and so on. Some of you have started or soon to start a new love relationship. It's not yet a relationship. It feels more like a beginning of some sort that feels really good, but it's taking a long time and you feel like it's slower than you would like it to be. 9 of Wands, the Moon, and the Tower. Some of you out there, anything that has to do with waiting and not knowing, which is a little bit the opposite of what I started with this reading, so hope I'm not confusing you guys, but a lot of you guys out there, anything that has to do with waiting and not knowing when or how the result will show themselves, anything that has to do with mystery or the unknown, makes you feel really uncomfortable and anxious. And some of you, it makes you do rash, irresponsible movements just to satisfy the curiosity, just wanting to see something happening. And many times it ruins something for you. So this is not a premonition, more like guidance. If there is something that is growing, slow and steady and flowing, but you feel like you're not sure where this is leading to or what it means, or you don't have all the information right in front of you, and it makes you feel like you want to do something too fast, too soon kind of thing, or run forward when you're supposed to be chilling, walking in the park. Remember this message. And maybe take a breath and let it unfold naturally. Some of you, it has nothing to do with you doing something rash. It has to do with memories of things starting well and then collapsing. So if something is starting well for you now, you have the fear, the paranoia that it will suddenly collapse out of the blue. I understand, and I'm not judging. But it might do you harm if you let it control you. The Death card. Mars and Pluto and the Moon are working their twists in our life right now, Virgo. And major change is coming. Whatever this is that we started off with, 2 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles energy, it's going to be different than the past. The way it grows, the way it exists, is going to be very different. I don't think it will have the same confusing, destructive, out of the blue type of thing. You're waiting for it. You're waiting for it to break down. But the breakdown isn't going to come. There will be a breakdown for things that you have really lingered in regards to either leaving or changing or acknowledging. The universe will hit you on the head with just these things, and those are to your benefit. You can hear it in the whisper, you'll hear it in the shout. The universe is realigning you with your true path. That's just for those of us that have not been listening and have not been doing the work. It is for your highest good. I'm not trying to scare you, quite the opposite. This means that whether you did the work or didn't do the work, the universe will put you on your path. Question is how it will feel for you. And that will be a matter of perspective, not a matter of actual objective negative thing, but just like if you see it as something positive that is putting you on your track, you will enjoy the experience. But if you'll keep insisting, you will not enjoy the experience. Does that make sense? There's a few groups of you out there listening to me, so take what resonates with you. Okay. Show me more. Wow. Okay, now I have Judgment. A lot of major arcanas and deep ones. The Moon, the Tower, Death, and Judgment. Empress, which is amazing. And then Seven of Cups right underneath the Seven of Pentacles. There's a birth of something extremely new in your life, and I feel like it's you. For the feminines out there, divine feminines out there, you're coming out of the underworld. And this underworld you've been in could have been a month, could have been a year, could have been a decade, could have been a lifetime. Some of you I'm picking up 16 to 20 years. 16, 18, 20 years, kind of. But don't hold on the numbers. There's a certain destructive mechanism that is dying within you. An aspect of a lot of death and rebirth in your life cycles, where something is built and then destroyed, and built and then destroyed, and so on. That created an aspect of a wounded warrior within you. Your Mars energy was very active, but now your Venus energy is really strengthening, growing, waking up, should I say. You're tapping into, and this is also for men out there, for masculines. We all have masculine and feminine energies, the yin and the yang, okay? So the divine feminine in you, the archetype of the ancient witcher, wise woman, is waking up, Queen Bee. And it's no longer in its ethereal state, it's now in its physical state. So if you're a feminine, this affects the way you look, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you respond, how your frequency, how you vibrate, how your energy feels like when you walk into a room. You were always sensed, but you were sensed from the Mars energy in you, the active force of your will was very fiery. And now it's more like the water, earthy, Venusian energy in you. Again, this applies for men and women alike. For the very few of you who have lost your mother, past tense, you're feeling her energy within you. Maybe it's not your mother, maybe it's a feminine ancestor, maybe it's a grandmother, a great-grandmother that is trying to reach you in your dreams. Some of you are having a hard time listening and receiving the messages because you might still be engulfed in some sense of emotional pain. And it's okay. It's something that you need to process and work through, but it's just temporarily the thing that blocks you from hearing, from receiving the messages, because there's a lot of them trying to come in. You haven't been receiving them because your subconscious was processing a lot of childhood and psychological things in your sleep and in your awake. So it was busy. It couldn't flow in. But now the dam is breaking, and your awareness is starting to flow better. Some of you have been drinking clean waters. If you haven't, I recommend it. Clean filtered waters, especially with no fluoride. Some of you, and in relation to that, some of you have been waking up your pineal gland, which is a small pine cone shaped gland in between your right lobe and your left lobe of your brain. that is also responsible, said to be responsible for the third eye, the intuition. In biology, it helps balance the hormonal balance. So it also affects the thyroid gland. So for those of you with hormonal imbalance or thyroid imbalance, try to reach it from the root. I'm not a doctor. This is my extrasensory and alternative healing knowledge, but try to reach it from the pineal gland, aka clean water. Turmeric really helps a lot. If you want to trigger the healing prospects of turmeric, you want to drink it with something warm. It needs to be heated up. I like to drink it with nut milk, like almond milk or cashew milk, and heat it up and put a lot of turmeric in it, and then it's really tasty. It's like warm cashew or almond or whatever type of non-dairy milk I recommend with turmeric, hot with turmeric, and that is really good. And clean water. I feel like I'm repeating myself. I'm sorry. I feel like this was very important for some of you to hear, especially for those of you who are working on spiritual awakening and want your body to vibrate on a higher frequency. Frequencies are a big deal right now with Mother Nature and with the planets and everything. About a month ago, about 2 weeks ago, I'm not entirely sure when exactly, sometime this month, there was a blackout with the Schumann resonance. With the Schumann resonance is the Earth frequency. It measures the Earth frequency. Forever, it was on 7.83, and for the past few years, it started really raising its frequency, which basically means that the Earth is raising its frequency. And where did I speak about it? Oh, it's on my 13th element that is going to be aired on February 2nd, if you want to watch that. So when Earth raises its frequency, what came first, the chicken or the egg, right? It's because us humans raised our frequency, so Earth is aligning, or is Earth like kind of restarting itself, and then we are also restarting ourselves and growing our frequency? So there was a blackout in the Schumann resonance. We didn't know what's going on for 30-something hours. Basically, we are restarting our energy. You want to help it, you want to align with it, do the work, the dream work, the cleansing, all that. Back to 3D messages. 10 of Pentacles. Damn. Virgo. Yeah. Whatever new relationship, new connection that you have going on, simultaneously you have a lot of emotional, psychological, spiritual, energetic processes that make you feel a little bit unsure and past fears. I feel like it will stand the test of time. It has the potential. We go from 7 of Pentacles that we started with to 10 of Pentacles here. It has the potential of growing into something very, very stable. The 10 of Pentacles is the embodiment of long-lasting stability and abundance, especially with the Empress and 2 of Cups. This is family life. This is abundance. This is very earthy energy. And there's also a lot of water here. Whatever you guys are investing in, growing, healing, it's going to show beautiful results. And a lot of you are truly on your right path. And for the group of you that it feels like there's going to be a major shift that is going to change your situation, it's leading you to the 10 of Pentacles. This group right here, I mean, look how interesting. Minor arcanas and then major arcanas. 5 minors, 5 majors. And boy, aren't the majors major. You're under a cooking pressure. Like you feel like you're being boiled to your you're being heated to your boiling point. But it's because something is it's like Venus wants to be birthed. And you know what's coming up right now? The just because of the waters here and the judgment, all the sea here. You see, you have the sea here and all kind of the dead floating heads. Kind of creepy. But then it moves to another sea, but they're alive and waking up, right? This combination is major. It's a major rebirth. And what comes up is the Empress, the archetype of the divine feminine. Now, in the Greek mythology, divine feminine, you know, in Roman mythology, it's Venus. The equivalent from Greek mythology, it's Venus. It's Aphrodite, I'm sorry. In Celtic, it's Freya. In Norse mythology, I'm sorry, it's Freya. Never mind. So Aphrodite in the Greek story is said to was born from a sea foam. She came out of the waters, out of foam. That alleged foam was actually Cronus's semen. I'm not going to go into the description of what his sons did to his, well, privates to overthrow him. But then those private exploded and fell into the sea, turned into sea foam from which Aphrodite was born. So even if it's a painful event or a recollection of a lot of painful events from your past that are coming up into the surface in your dream state, in your maybe psychological work, in your shadow work, it's all to make room and to give birth to the divine feminine, which allows you to create a legacy. So if you feel like you were destined to create some sort of legacy in your life, seeker, this is where it's being birthed and you're being put on the path. Now, some of you are going to be acknowledged for something beautiful that you've created or something creative that you've done. I see feminine beauty here, so you might be working in the arts, in the creative field. Two sevens, it could be something very creative and potentially even spiritual, or has a, what's the word? A whimsical sense to it. I'm sorry for all the back noises. They will not keep us down. I feel a lot of you guys are really, really tapped into the sun and the moon and all the planetary shifts right now, whether you are an astrologer or not, whether you're cognitively aware of what's going on or just intuitively tapping into. The academic cognitive astrology that has been written, you know, it's been written by those who were simply tapped, who felt the energy of the planets and wrote it as a school of thought. So you don't have to be a professional astrologer to feel the energies of the planets and to know, like me, for example, I'm an intuitive astrologer. I'm mostly tapped into ancient astrology and just the frequency of the planets and the shifts and what is going on. And you can do that too if you feel it. I feel you guys are really, really connected to what's going on. And something beautiful is going to grow. If there's going to be a little bit of a like a wave going down throughout February, towards March, towards February 20th, actually, as soon as Pisces season kicks in, you're going to see great results. I feel like the first week of February is going to be really good and feel good, and there might gonna be like a little, like, you know, the waves are pulling back from the sea and then they're splashing immediately back to your shore towards Pisces season, as I said, around the 20th. Don't stay stuck on the dates. Okay, I'm going to pull out runes, just a few runes to see if there's anything any other guidance. And then I'm going to move on to your extended, where I will clarify and look deeper into the actual narrative of what is happening. And the link to that is below. Runes for Virgo for February. Wow. It was, sorry, this. Ing, sorry, it wants to be here. Ing. Raido in the upright, fantastic, wow. No, Dis in the upright, so interesting. Yes, there's going to be a flow, a movement, then a halt, a change in direction, but it's going to lead to something beautiful. Now, when I say halt and change of direction, it could be in your 3D physical manifestation life, or it could be inner, where your energy is on a certain wavelength, and then, you know, like I said about the Schumann frequency, it just goes into some sort of blackout, like shadow work, intense realizations, and then your energy shifts and start moving a little bit back and forth to find its balance. But then in March, I feel like it's really, really coming. Wow. It might be like a temporary delay of some sort. And then you'll have to jumpstart your battery in your car, right? And then you can keep going. But it was bringing clear victory. Some of you are crossing some sort of bridge, a test of some sort. That helps you finally tap into other dimensions or other states of mind, transition easier between alternative states of mind. Oh, I did a 13th element just about that. So check it out if you want to. How to transition smoothly between alternate states of mind, sorry. Okay, I'm going to continue this below, but now for the little announcement. For those of you who stayed tuned, I guess it's mostly for you guys. I opened a Patreon page. This is literally the start. You might possibly be literally just one of the firsts, some of the first to join. I'm building a community where you'll have all the Vimeo content, but also extra just for my patrons content. And there's no there's no censorship over there because it's not a public forum like in here. So I'll just be me fully. Yeah, so if you want to support me and the shift and be a part of the community, and if you love my content regularly, it will be way more cost effective. So check it out regardless. It's in the link below, where you can also find the link to the extended that I will do right now, a link to booking a private reading with me, to Tarot Masterclass Bunkai, for those of you who want to learn how to become a Tarochi and an existential shifter. And that's it. Oh, Karmic Shift and Liberation is also there, a special reading that I've created for this new decade, Karmic Shift and Liberation. Okay, I love you guys. I will see you in a second on Patreon and on Vimeo. Bye.